I don't want to set the world on fire.
Welcome, everyone, again to the Foally of Man. I'm Chris, with me here today.
Robert.
And what we're attempting to do here is read from Fallout Equestria. Now, I'm a Brony, and I like ponies, so...
And I'm not a Brony, and I like Fallout.
So we're going to see exactly how well this translates to somebody who doesn't quite get the show and doesn't know any of the backstory behind it, seeing its translation and all that fun stuff. So,
for those of you who are just joining us this week, this is episode, 16? Episode 16. We are covering chapter 18 in this book, so if you want to follow along, this is the chapter that we're going, and if you'd like to check out some of our earlier episodes, please do. The audio and editing quality is crappy, but it gets better every week, so...
We're just trying.
With the support of patrons like you, who donate nothing but your likes and comments.
And it's all we go off of. And it's what we go off of, so please do.
Yeah.
Okay. So, this is Chapter 18, Unnatural Causes. That job had strange written all over it. I'm also using the book this time instead of my phone. I figure it's a little more appropriate since I have them.
You're like a literature hipster, you know? It's like, you know, everybody else is moving to their phones and audio tapes and stuff, and you're like, yeah, I like the tangibility of a book that I can hold right in front of me.
Not quite.
I was into Fallout Equestria before everyone else was.
I really wasn't. Unfortunately, that's why I do not have the first printing, as I was not.
You know what? But you are part of a video podcast that is specifically dedicated to discussing the book.
True.
And you've kept me from totally trashing it. I mean, you know, right?
I think the book's done a pretty good job of that. Credit where credit is due.
Yeah, no, the book is, that was the biggest surprise thus far, is, not thus far, but initially, is that just the quality of the writing.
Yeah.
I think that's what kept me in. So, you know, I'm not just a sourpuss like, oh, stupid pony this, stupid pony that, what a blah, blah.
It almost turned into a song. Okay,
Stupid pony this,
so let's get into
that.
this chapter. So we are dealing with continuing where we left off, about to meet Homage, i.e. DJ Pony. And
DJ Pawn 3.
DJ Pawn 3. And Pip being a little bit apprehensive, what with Velvet Remedy learning the secret that nobody else was supposed to know.
Is it secret?
Is it safe?
Well, and what's so great is Velvet Remedy's like, oh ho ho. Ooh.
Ooh. Yeah, Little Pip stares at Homage's backside, and Velvet's like, she knows what's going on.
I wonder if there's any underlying hints of jealousy, you know, because Velvet Remedy has benefited from Pip's affections on her. You know, she
string
likes
right around her hoof.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I don't know. This is one of those things that's really subjective. I love the dialogue at the beginning of this chapter because it's just so cute.
Yeah.
It just makes me feel all good inside.
I do have to say, we have to jump forward a little bit. So, Little Pip and Homage go on a date. They go to the spa.
And then they do something that's really weird that I actually was going to talk about as well, that they actually don't quite explain too well. That's kind of odd.
Okay. Elaborate.
So, Homage, and I'm sure they probably bring this up in the book at some point. I don't remember if they do or not. Homage says, we just can't get enough fresh water for people to water their own flower gardens.
Right. Yeah.
And then they put cucumbers on their eyes.
I'm so glad you said that.
I'm like,
because that drove me insane.
I feel like I remember that the first time I was reading it, and I'm like, wait a second.
You know what my first thought was? What are these, dried cucumbers? They're certainly not canned. What would you want, like a jellied cucumber on your face? Plot holes. I'm out. I'm done. That's
Worst book ever written.
No.
Throw it away. We're going to burn it tonight.
No, I don't. Nope, don't mention book burning. That throws up everyone's hackles these days. Good old Fahrenheit 451. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so yeah, I had the same experience with the cucumbers. But the thing, my contention was, okay, so DJ Pony and, or rather, Homage, and every time I say Homage, I want to say fromage. Which
Omelette fromage.
Yeah, totally different. But anyways, so Little Pip and Homage, they're like suddenly, I mean, I guess that part of it is like, wow, you like ponies? I like ponies? Will you be my little pony?
I know.
But I mean, like, they don't know each other. And Homage is like, Little Pip, I don't know what I'd do if I lost you. And it's like, you've known me for 48 hours.
That being said, it makes almost perfect sense in this setting because the death rate being so high, the death toll being so high,
Well, okay, so actually on a different note, but let's keep talking. In Skyrim, when you marry someone, part of the vows is that life is hard and short, and so let's spend that time together. That it's never,
I think even that's
never,
one of the person's dialogue.
right. That's what I mean. It's oh shoot, whoever the redhead from Whiterun,
Isolde.
Yeah.
I think I remembered every single NPC from Whiterun.
But yeah,
at this
that's
point.
part of the dialogue. It's not like, I mean, of course there's like an underlying tone of love, but it's not like you're the greatest love I've ever known. It's that life is short, life is tough. Let me.
It's really hard out here,
Yeah.
and you're proposing. Let's just go with it.
Let's do this thing deeply.
Speaking of, yes, my ribbon was actually on a Mare Worth Fighting For. I do believe a conspiracy is afoot. Just for the audience out there, that is the secret chapter which you will not hear.
You could have just gone fire hydrant, monkey, banana, bagel. I mean, that doesn't mean anything to me.
They'll know, especially the fire hydrant part.
They'll know. So back to the chapter. We've skipped around a little bit. So yeah, there's a date. They go to the spa. Little Pip and Homage run into Monterey Jack's children. Now, what do you refer to, like mixed children in my
foals?
Foals. So foals. Okay.
Yes, that's
Well,
why.
there's three of them. He has three.
Yeah,
3 children, 3 foals.
Mhm.
And
I think it's 3 sires technically.
what do you mean? It was two boys and a girl.
No, I mean sires would be sired. Like, I think that's children of, right?
Oh,
In
sure.
in horse terms, that's not in the show or in
Sure.
the book, but I think that's the correct horse term.
Yeah. But anyways, they're like, do they think they'll actually kill my dad? And then they're like, will you help save our dad? Yeah. Regret.
This guilt couldn't be beaten into me more.
Yeah. But of course, Little Pip is like, I need to do something. And Homage is like, don't do something. Because then I'll be with you always, because I'll be on the radio. But I'll never be able to see you again because they won't let you back into Tin Pony Tower.
Yeah.
And of course, those kids' lives are going to be better in Tin Pony Tower than they would be back on the outside, even if they were with their father. We've already been shown what their father is capable of.
Yeah, I mean, he's just a monster who's so self-absorbed. Asshole.
Hashtag not all sires.
Sure. Anyway, so because of this, she's just thinking about how things are going to work out. But she realizes she just can't be with Homage. She just can't be with anyone right now. She has to have a walk. And so they all go out and just start waltzing around. Well, not waltzing.
I was going to say continue.
They go on the Celestia line.
The Celestia
and
line.
then just start walking. Interestingly, no Bloodwings tonight.
Right. There's a great line that I love that comes up that Little Pip says, fuck me with the moon.
Oh, yeah. No, there was another one in there.
The moon and the sun.
By Celestia's solar flaring orgasms. You're going to hear a lot of trash talk from this horse.
That sounds like some softcore porn.
Oh, no, you're going to hear a lot of trash talk from
By
Pip.
Celestia's solar flaring
Okay,
orgasm.
what would you expect?
Ooh.
She's a virgin in the wasteland. What do you think her dialogue's going to be? Hypersexual.
Yeah, but like, where does she learn all that stuff? Saucy pony erotic fiction?
Possibly. She does like books. You noticed she takes a liking to books.
Yes, to books. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Also,
Maybe there's some Nora Robert ponies.
We find out something that is not very surprising if you've been paying attention, but that is Steel Hooves is a ghoul. Bum, bum, bum.
The duh heard around the world.
Boom, 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 boom.
This is like right above Nilbog spelled backwards as goblin.
Yeah.
I think just like there.
Yeah.
Just there.
I love the line that Little Pip is like, all right, we'll tell her. Well, listen, she's smarter than me, and I figured it out, so she's going to figure it out eventually. And, of course, Velvet Remedy's like, oh me? Reeling from the compliment. What's so funny is that she fancies herself a medic, but, of course, when she records the new songs with Homage, that's really what she enjoys the most.
Oh yeah, the attention.
I think
and she
part
does
of it
that
is
thing.
She knows that she's talented and famous, and so this is how I give back to the little people.
Well,
I'm a medic.
You'll also notice she does exhibit another narcissistic personality trait in this episode when she walks up and hands Pip the 2 dresses.
Meanwhile, on Dragon's Ball Pony.
But she hands Pip the 2 dresses just so generously. It's like, oh, I would do that for
Yes, of
anyone.
course. Well, and if you finish wearing one, you can always try on the other later in the evening.
Yeah, it's
A costume change.
yeah, but it's totally
costume change.
totally a narcissistic move to do that thing where you give somebody something just purely because you want them to give back to you.
Vanity, thy name is rarity. / Velvet Remedy.
And it works both ways.
All right, so what else do we have going on here? Oh, yeah, so we get a distress signal from a griffin named Blackwing trapped at the top of Horseshoe Tower.
Yep.
And, of course, Little Pip's like, well, I'm going to go in there, and everybody's asking why. And Little Pip looks at Steelhooves and says, well, quite frankly, I want to know why, a griffin, something with wings, is trapped at the top of a tower.
Yeah,
What
on the
earth,
roof.
What on earth would trap a griffin?
Which is actually a really stupid thing to do, because you also have to realize if it can trap a griffin on top of a tower,
Why would you go in there?
it would be
Well, even if the worst case scenario is that it's a trap, that it's a false signal. Best case scenario, you're helping a bunch of griffins who normally should be able to defend themselves, but I guess they can't.
But think about it. If they can't escape, it's because something is nullifying their ability to escape.
Yeah.
What prevents them from nullifying whatever effect you have against? Yeah, it's some.
Well, and so let's see here. What in the story? Super powerful, dangerous, travels in packs. What could it be that griffins have had trouble with in the past?
Well, we haven't introduced hellhounds yet, so it has to be the alicorns.
The alicorns. You see, it's a great thing. It's like they got wings and horns. It's an alicorn.
An alicorn.
They are all corn, is what they are.
All
they
of
are
them.
corn to the max.
Hello, corn. Okay, so inside we also, when they go into Horseshoe Tower, they fight one of the alicorns, kill it by drowning it / decapitating it.
Well, we skipped ahead a little bit.
Oh, the
There's
ghouls.
intense radiation in there. Intense radiation. Well, and of course they do the funeral pyre for the ghouls, which attracts attention. But so Little Pip is concerned about the rads, the radiation, and Velvet Remedy
sagging floor.
Right. Velvet Remedy keeps trying to give Steel Hooves
the radiation,
Rad
the rat away
away.
after he takes a dive
right,
into the pool.
pool of radiated water, and they believe that the talisman was just the water talisman was just overloaded with radiation, and so it's just
radiating the water it produces.
useless. But anyway, so they fight the alicorn, but what kills or begins to kill the alicorn is Velvet Remedy shoots the alicorn in the neck with the shotgun, but right by Little Pip's head, and so it blows out Little Pip's eardrums from the blast. But Little Pip notices that as the alicorn falls and it's bleeding out and also somewhat drowning, Little Pip is like, well, I don't know what's going to kill it first. The wound starts closing up.
Mm-hmm.
So these motherfuckers can heal.
Off of the radiation.
Right.
But yes, they can heal.
Yes.
So what she does is she takes a bit of wood and starts stabbing it in
the neck, like
to
trying
decapitate
to
it.
decapitate it.
And she does decapitate it.
And that is eventually what does it in. And then that's what leads to...
Which is a fantastic thing to read.
Yeah.
I mean, the pacing in that sequence is
the other
amazing.
thing that kind of bothered me a little bit is like, okay, yeah, so Steel Hooves, we know he's a ghoul because he won't take the rat away. But that's kind of the whole purpose of being a Steel Ranger anyways, is that you have radiation resistance in the suit.
Radiation resistance, but not... you're not radiation proof.
But I don't know. Velvet Remedy should know that by now. Like, he should be the last one that she's concerned about getting rat away to.
Yeah,
especially
and now he is.
I know. Well, and now they know for sure. Well, and for him, he's like, actually, the radiation's healing me right now.
Yeah,
which is, but it's a double-edged sword. It's a double-edged sword. As a ghoul, it heals, but it also, continues to corrupt. Yeah, but not to be, even though it corrupts, not to be confused with taint, which, as we know, is
mutates.
Different. It's different.
Yes, it is different.
And K-Cat actually sent us that clarification, which we had touched on, but I appreciate it. And I want to say I love all the clarifications in the comments because it helps me, as long as it's not spoilers.
But it is. I think it is a problem as well. It does show, because the whole point of this show, the series, is to see what it would look like from the outside. And if you are missing things, that's not great. And it means that you're missing things from the story.
By the way, I do have to say, and I'm going to add this little soundbite into it. My favorite soundbite from the audiobook is the sounds of the firearms that he does, because it's always like, blam, blam, blam.
That's great. But
very muted. Then I shot the shotgun, blam.
But what happens, interestingly, and this is actually one of the lines that I picked up most from the chapter, is the next portion, where she sees these two alicorns attempting to open a safe by shearing the front door off of it, and she manages to using the targeting spell, the Sats, sniper rifled them both in the back of the head.
Mm-hmm.
Just 1-2, and it completely kills them.
Yeah.
But when she tries to pick it open, she finds she can't do it. And so without even giving it a second thought, pop. And it says in the book, I found myself smiling as the party time mental washed me clean of all the stupidity and dullness that was holding me back. I took a breath of relief. Finally, I was the real me again. My smile faded as I turned to see Velvet Remedy watching me sadly.
Pinkie Pie Plus.
But that's the interesting line, is the, finally, I was the real me again.
Mm-hmm.
That is telling of the character.
It's addiction.
Yeah.
Oh, well, and it's interesting, too. We find out through a little bit of a line that Homage was a little bit of an addict at one point, too.
Yeah.
What did they call it? Stampede?
Yeah, Stampede.
What was it? It was a... Shoot.
I think Dash and Buck or something.
Yeah, something like that. But anyways.
Which is Buff Out and Jet.
Yeah, so some crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But that's another commonality that Little Pip and Homage have. That's something they have in common.
Yeah, but the thing is that Homage has said she's gone clean.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, she used to do that stuff.
Well, of course. Well, she grew up on the streets.
Mm-hmm.
The hardened streets of Manhattan.
Which would be much harder after the bombs fell.
Yeah, I would certainly think so. Yeah, they probably weren't that tough to begin with.
No. It's like, yeah, you may have grown up in the hood, but the hood didn't have radiation.
And we get a hint at some really upsetting zebra necromancy.
Yes, the Black Book.
The Black Book.
They reveal the Black Book.
And
Interesting stuff.
I was saying that's about it.
That's about it.
But like Little Pip is like, wow, that's really fucking upsetting. I thought that was just a myth. Like I thought that was just stories that were told. Like propaganda.
Ghost stories.
Yeah.
But then it's like, wait, if they actually had, oh shit. So yeah.
Well, doesn't Homage tell a story about meeting a ghost?
Yeah. She does the trees snippet from Fallout 3 that Three Dog had, where it's like, tell me, little girls and boys of the wasteland, have you ever heard of a ghost?
Yeah.
And it's like, it's the exact same. It's almost the exact same radio broadcast line for line.
And basically, so the Griffins and the gang, they're fighting alicorns. They're diving down towards the ground. They're all, flying, whatever. And there's a nice little quip in there about, we can only pull up from this if there's a if there's a mattress factory that we're diving into. But Calamity shows up and saves the day.
Yeah.
For once. Doesn't fuck it up.
Well, he did so the other time with the plasma cannon, as they said in the chapter. So it's definitely interesting.
Calamity fires the plasma cannon. Blam.
Yeah. But and then they creatively just kill the alicorns by blowing up a parking garage filled with the delivery
apple grenades.
The apple grenades with the delivery things.
Yep.
Greatly done.
Well, and puts the explosion inside the shield of the alicorn. And
that one time.
Yeah, I was surprised that the shield withheld the blast, but it was like gooey gore dripping inside the shield.
The way it's described is like the shield held for long enough for it to just that had to look hilarious.
That's the problem with your alicorns there. Their shields are so easy to get in there the one way. Just move something, right in there, and it just goes boom. It contains the blast from inside, same as outside.
Now, Margie, you aren't doing that thing where you're talking like the Wisconsin or doing.
Well, no, I never do that. That's no good. Now, I was talking over to Philly over there, and he was telling me, all right, that's enough. That's enough of that.
There is something interesting we didn't touch on yet about the chapter, and that's really the end. Is right after the explosion, they fall to the ground. Is the heart attack spell.
Yes, of course, the heart attack spell. Yeah. Little Pip felt her pulse quickening and felt like she couldn't move. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we're...
Which is really messed up. That's not your normal... Yeah, that's not your normal magic. That's some messed up stuff.
That's partial... It could possibly be that black magic.
Yeah. And last but not least...
Black magic pony.
The upgrade at the perk... The new perk at the end of the episode. I love the description. Telekinesis is Twilight Sparkle Tear.
Yes.
Which I didn't realize Twilight Sparkle had great telekinesis, but I guess it would. She's a unicorn. Well, actually, she becomes an alicorn.
Yeah.
Later
on. Way after the story was made, clearly. Yeah. So it's actually could still work within the realms.
She's a mutant!
Kill her! Which.
Yeah.
But yes. But yeah, no, she can just lift heavy things. Now, they did say something at also the end, you might even be able to lift an Ursa Minor, and without seeing the show, you won't know what that is.
Is it a bear?
It's a very big bear that's about larger than a house.
Huh.
It's larger than a barn.
Minor is a little misleading.
Because you don't know what an Ursa Major looks like.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Wait. Dear God.
They actually do that in the show where they keep calling it an Ursa Major, and she's like, that wasn't an Ursa Major, that was an Ursa Minor. And then they do like the shot at the very end where it shows the Ursa Minor,
Yeah.
and it pans out, and the Ursa Major's like 12 times the size. It's like...
I realize the dramatic glasses removal is difficult with the headphones on, so apologies for those of you watching at home. Bum, bum, bum. Damn it, Jim, I'm a doctor, not a pony.
Why can't it be both?
And that was Chapter 18.
Is there anything else you enjoyed about it? Anything else that stuck out to you?
The first half was kind of boring.
I feel like it was kind of necessary.
Yeah, it's romance, it's world building, it's intrigue, it's
well, you have to show the equinity of the world, but you have to show the equinity of it all.
And on that note, I believe that it's time for the pony pun of the week.
So what do we got?
Hi, Christopher. The potty pun of the week for this week is Goody Four Shoes.
Goody Four Shoes.
Mm-hmm. I couldn't risk a Goody Four Shoes like you giving that ticket away to just anybody.
Well, why couldn't you do that? Don't you see it's a little bit wonderful?
Oh, no. Mm-mm. Nope. Nope. I'm out.
All those tickets?
Nope. No.
You don't like those tickets? I got a ticket for you right here in my pocket.
No.
Just reach your hoof right in there and take it.
I'm not going to reach into your battle saddle. I'm not going to do it. Because I know that thing is loaded.
That trick doesn't work with unicorns, by the way.
Oh my God. But yeah, a Goody Four Shoes.
Goody Four Shoes.
It's great.
It's great.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm not a brony, but I do love puns.
Everybody loves puns.
Puns. DJ Pawn 3. All right. And how about we hop into some of the, if I can get my mouse onto the right screen. All right. Let's see here. The listener questions. We have one listener question, but it's our first listener question from Public Nickname. And Public Nickname says, question for you guys. Which event that happened in the show after Fallout Equestria was completed would you think would have the most impact on pre/post-war Equestria? Christopher, your answer.
Because I don't know why he asked guys. He probably new to the show and didn't see the prior episodes where he explained that you haven't seen the show. That would actually have to go to 2 events. 3 events. First would be the Crystal Empire being recreated. Would have had a minor impact on everything because they would have had a fallback point for all the ponies because it was set way far away from the main nation. That's Maine, M-A-N-E. You have the Princess Table of Friendship, which is a map that kind of shows off every single circumstance. What it is it's an all-seeing eye that allows for Princess Twilight Sparkle to monitor all of Equestria. Probably would have made this entire circumstance way sooner ended because they would have been like, oh, well, the zebras are coming from here because everybody's dying over here. Easy.
Right.
And then you have, in the most recent iterations, they've been kind of generating new, not generating, even though I really want to say generating, putting new characters into the main cast.
Right.
So you would actually have more ministers.
Into the stable of characters?
The stable of characters.
So would you say that the main attraction to My Little Pony
was the name of an episode?
we can stop anytime. I have a question.
But we won't.
Well, since we're talking on the show a little bit, have we ever talked about who your favorite character in the show is?
Rainbow Dash.
Rainbow Dash.
Yeah, it's like you even had to ask.
Swag.
Yeah.
Well, that reminds me. You were mentioning about. So you said Twilight Sparkle having the ability to see where people were dying and such, but do you really think that would have actually stopped things? Because what was the big blast in Manhattan were people subversively sneaking in. They brought the bomb to Manhattan.
Interestingly, one of the episodes it's kind of tangentially related to this. One of the episodes, the table doesn't show deaths; it shows friendship problems.
Oh,
so they
dying would be a problem for a friendship.
Yeah, it really would. Also, willfully undermining your own nation. Yeah, that would have been a definitely friendship problem.
I just died in your hooves tonight.
Please no. But no, there's an interesting episode. It was one of the season. It was the season finale. I think the season five. Yeah, season 5. I think the season finale, where one of the villains goes back in time using that table, using the magic from it, to stop all of the main characters from getting their cutie marks.
Get out of town.
Because they're all kind of related to the same event, which was all caused by Rainbow Dash. Why she's the best.
God.
And and when she does this, it creates alternate timelines in the future that they keep popping back in and out of. And one of them is literally a barren wasteland.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, oh, it's
thanks, Rainbow Dash. No, what is it? The Rainbow Dash? It's like a Sonic...
Rain Boom.
Rain Boom. Oh, man. I have an idea for a pony pun in the future.
Yes. If you remember in Star Wars Episode 2, the Sonic Boom bomb, it's like that, except it's rainbow-colored.
So tell me what you think of this. It sounds like Calamity. He sounds like a descendant of Rainbow Dash. You know what I mean? Like, think about it. Like you just said, Rainbow Dash inadvertently caused all these problems. Calamity's very much known for inadvertently causing problems.
Well, she isn't. I don't know, but no. As far as the timeline goes,
is
no,
it just an
work.
Aloofness that all Pegasi have?
There is an aloofness they all have. They're all a bit
flighty. That's too much.
It's just enough.
That's just. I don't.
That's when you look at that piece of toast and there's enough butter on there and it's still all melting. It's like, this is perfect.
I really.
Just enough.
What are you, British? You're describing things and comparing them to toast?
Buttered toast.
Pretty soon you're going to be talking about colonialism. I know your type.
It's a very woody word.
First you come in, you're all like, oh, this is a nice place. And then you're like, fuck off, this is mine. Get out, we're having tiffin.
Yeah, no, we're still in the early throes of the story.
So maybe that's why the zebras are so pissed off at Equestria, because of pony imperialism.
They actually do explain exactly what happens. Again, one of the reasons
Does it
why the
involve
book...
pony imperialism?
Not directly.
Missed opportunity.
No, the reason actually does make sense, and it's actually very personal. But that's the reason the book, I think, is better than Fallout in that regard, is that the world building is far more tangible.
Would you say that it's a missed Clopportunity?
I really wouldn't.
Would you say that Little Pip and Homage was a missed Clopportunity?
Like I said, the ribbon was on A Mare Worth Fighting For.
What do we want? A mare worth fighting for.
Again, you won't hear it, so.
Yeah. I really don't know where to go from here. I think that's the episode.
Yeah.
I think we're good. So for those of you who actually made it, thanks. We appreciate all of your support. Please continue with likes and comments. We're working right now on trying to maybe think of a couple other segments to introduce to the show. Maybe Pinkie Pie party tips. I don't know. We'll have to figure something out, but it'll be something involving Fallout, so for sure. You have anything else that you would like to add? You just going to stand there?
No, this chapter is pretty straightforward. There's a few things that are hinted at, and a lot of things are explained, but like I said, or like you said, half of the chapter being focused on kind of a humanities aspect, which is necessary. It builds characters. It lets you get to know them better.
And like many chapters, it ends with a fight scene. A crescendo.
And
although
cliffhanger.
Is it actually so? I remember you told me that some chapters are, it's like some of the chapters in the audiobook are actually several chapters or parts of chapters.
I actually haven't gone through the audiobook to that extent.
Okay,
I think K-Cat said that.
I was going to say, I'm sure that at some point there will be overlap, and if we get out of sync, we can try and catch up and clarify. And again, as we should, I think with every episode, we should thank you, K-Cat, for providing this and letting us critique it. And yeah. That's the one who provided all of this great material for us to be able to talk.
Oh, yeah. That was
no, that's not K-Cat.
Fuzzy VV did.
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon. What did you call me?
Fuzzy VV. No, that's Mimi Zinga or Mime Zinga. I don't know,
So
you
that's
pronounce
the pink one up there on the poster there.
Yes.
Yeah, that
Yes.
one up
Pink
there.
eyes.
Well, for Christopher there, I'm Robert. He's a brony,
Don't
and I'm
you
not.
listen to a tingle thing he
And
says. I mean, he just talks about that.
Now, would you let me finish talking?
I know
It's
you
my
should have
turn
seen,
to talk, all right?
You should have seen him when the snow came down. He was just
Now,
out there
you
trying to
said
shovel
you
the
wouldn't
life.
bring up the snow. That's the episode, so we'll see you all next week. Now, you said you wouldn't
Now,
bring up
you're
the
looking
snow
here,
again.
you're-
Now,
you
it was
never
up to
snow. You don't know
14
that you
feet
should-
above the roof of
You
the
don't
eve of
shovel
your
the snow
house.
when it's still coming
And
down,
you
because that
told
doesn't
me
make
that
any
you'd
sense,
bring
because
the
you're gonna
bread
turn
over to my
around
house,
and-
but I didn't have any butter.
I never said anything about bread.
You can go to hell.
It's
everybody.
all over, but the cry